And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nanjing, China for this clash of heavyweights in Group F of the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019. My name is Ryan Greco on your play-by-play, joined by the handsome and talented Mark Miller on color. And Mark, this very well could be the matchup that decides who will come out on top of this group going into the next round.
Yeah, it's the biggest game within the group. It's the one that everyone was looking at when the draw came out, and what two huge impressive rosters we've got. It's, you know, unbelievable amount of talent on show.
And with that being said, as you said, Mark, two of the deepest rosters in this year's World Cup, tons of NBA talent on the floor for this one. Tell us a little bit of what's going to be some of the keys of victory here for these teams going into this.
Well, I think, like you say, the depth of the rosters is unbelievable. To give you an idea of how deep they are, Greek, 11 players out of their 12 scored in their first opening game, and for the Brazilian squad, 10 players played at least 15 minutes. That's going to be part of the key, that we're going to be able to play 40 minutes of up-tempo basketball if either of these teams want to. It's more than likely that the Greeks will want to do that. The Brazilians, they're better off trying to take it to a half-court, grind you out kind of game. So it might be which team controls tempo and flow of the game takes the win.
As we take a look at Greece's starting lineup here, Mark, just tell us a little bit about what this team might be expecting going into this. You had a chance to watch their training yesterday. What's going to be some of their expectations after a rather easy game against Montenegro?
Yeah, they started yesterday, game day one's game against Montenegro unbelievably well. They got out of the blocks. But the thing that impressed me, and I think shocked to most people, including the Greek journalists that we've spoken to, was just the intensity on the defensive end. It was unbelievable. They didn't stop for the first 20 minutes. They'd basically won the game at half-time and cruised through the second half.
And with that being said, speaking of cruising, will this be the first opportunity we really get to see Giannis Antetokounmpo really showcase his abilities here at this World Cup after only playing 14 minutes?
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to have to get out of first gear if they want to come away with the win here today. Expect him to probably play 20 to 25 minutes, maybe more if it's a close game. But I think the Chinese crowd, who are so excited for him, are really, really going to be in for a treat.
And speaking of Brazil, as we take a look at their starting lineups as they're being announced right now, Leandro Barbosa, as he's being introduced. Now, can he continue to turn back the clock at 36 years young, looking more like he was 26 in that second half against New Zealand?
I'll be honest, he could be 56. I have a feeling he'll still be playing exactly the same way. Unbelievable specimen of an athlete, and yeah, he's going to be integral to what they do.
As we take a look here, earlier scored New Zealand over top of Montenegro. New Zealand still having a shot, a puncher's chance, that is, getting into the second round with their win over Montenegro. And as we take a quick look here, first round Group F standings, New Zealand with that win bounce into first place. But we will see who's going to take overall first place following this matchup, as both of these teams already have a win recorded. But please, do not go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick break, and here are the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Brazil. 请保持肃立，升巴西国旗，奏唱巴西国歌。 Thank you. Please be seated. 谢谢。
And a raucous response here, and a crowd that almost looks like a sellout, Mark. And they've came for a show as gifts are being exchanged and handshakes at center court.
Yeah, definitely the biggest crowd of the week so far, and rightfully so. Two absolute superstar teams on display for the fans.
And we take a look at the referees for today. We've got Antonio Conde representing Spain, Inte Huang of Korea, and Sergei Zaschuk of the Ukraine representing the referees tonight. As we continue to take a look as these teams warming up. It's a very impressive showing. Just one question I would have for you, Mark, at this point. Can Brazil match the efficiency in which Greece seems to be playing at? Because it seems like they really got dragged into New Zealand's style of play in that first game.
Yeah, they did. They did. There's no two ways about that. And it'll be interesting to see how things change up today, who dictates the tempo and the style of the game. That's going to be absolutely critical. The one thing I would say is the Greeks, I wouldn't say in front of a Brazilian, but maybe their starting five in particular have maybe a higher IQ for the game.
As we see Barousis, Kalatis, Papanikolaou, and of course Antetokounmpo and Papapetru are going to be your starting five for Greece. And of course Papagiannis was actually the player of the game coming off of the bench yesterday. It's going to be a tall task for the Brazilians to see if they can contain him when he gets in.
Yeah, phenomenal, an absolute beast of a man. You stand next to him and he's just, yeah, such size. But seeing him 2 years ago to where he is now, his game has developed phenomenally. 15 points, 8 boards, and I lost count of how many highlight plays he had in that game. Just a human highlight film, and really stole some of the spotlight from Antetokounmpo.
As we take a look at Brazil, and once again, though, they're no slouches. They've got a formidable front court of NBA veterans, NBA talents at this time. Of course, there's one of them in the backcourt, and that's the man right there, Felicio. That's going to be probably one of the guys they lean on most heavily when it comes to containing Papagiannis. As we see Luz, Benite, Garcia, Caboclo, and Varejao going to be your starting five for Brazil.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Felicio had a big game, and again, another big body. The battle between him and Papagiannis will be a really interesting one. It wouldn't surprise me if the building started shaking when they clatter into each other. But for me, from game day one, this is the man that swung the whole game.
Favorite guy
New
right
Zealand,
here.
Yeah, New Zealand were in the game until, it was tied at half-time, and then Garcia comes in, locks down Corey Webster, and that was what I was saying. He's going to come on and be a defensive force. And then he started lighting up the scoreboard, and that's just not what we expected at all. Leandrino Bilbao said it in his interview as well. Garcia was the game changer.
Defense, attack inside. Προσέξτε. First offense, 3 aside με τον Παπα-Νικολάου. Ωραία. Από εδώ να μπει στο καλό του χέρι. Περνάει Γιάννη por Antetokounmpo. Hey, primera vez. Poste bajo Antetokounmpo. Dejamos fechado 1 contra 1. A Víctor mandamos, Víctor que no puede. Estamos en zona 2-3. Llamamos fondo, ok? Todo mundo fechado. Hey, watch the cut. Close the action και πάει το 5. Εμείς πάσα, αποστάρουμε το 5 από την άλλη μεριά. Ο Ιωάννης εδώ έχει να πει να αποστάρουμε το 5. Μετά, 5 και μετά, L down. 4-5, L down.
Always a nervous moment in international basketball, these last kind of words of encouragement for your teammates, the coaching staff, and important to see which team settles those nerves first.
As you can see, plenty of fans representing both countries in attendance tonight, along with a mild support for this man.
Yeah, feverish, fanatical support is what I'd say. He comes in and does anything, lays the ball up, misses a 3. The cheers are just unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like this. It's certainly Giannis mania here in Nanjing this week.
Giannis Barousis, also a legend in his own right in European basketball, but this truly will be a meeting of the legendary European coaching minds in Petrovic and Skortopoulos between these two coaching staffs. I mean, just decades of basketball experience.
Oh, so much experience as coaches, and for Petrovic, championships under his belt. it's going to be a battle of minds as it is basketball players.
Oh, here's a matchup that I'll love to see. Here's the tip-off, and it's won by Brazil. And Luz is going to start it off, getting it over to Verjao as he's directing traffic. Caboclo at the top, and he's going to be guarded by Giannis. What a matchup that's going to be, Mark.
Yeah, two freak athletes going at each other is always great to see, and Caboclo's in for a night tonight.
Beneche, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, Kalathis, another European legend of Greek basketball on the inside, and they're already right away, just a few seconds into this. Caboclo, you said he's going to be in for a long night or a big matchup.
And it was always going to be the way. Antetokounmpo wanted to set his stall out early, and he wanted to put the young man in his place. He wanted to say to him, don't think you're going to challenge me. And psychologically, there's the first battle won.
It's funny you say young man because Giannis is 24. Caboclo, I believe he's only about 2-year difference between the two of them.
Unbelievable.
Here's Giannis now. Oh, he's got Garcia on him. What a matchup that's going to be. I like that defense. I don't know about that one.
That's, to be honest, it's not too bad. As long as Garcia doesn't get himself backed into the paint too heavy. Garcia's got the muscle mass to hold him out. That's for sure. You look at the strength of Garcia, both in lower body and upper body. The issue he's got is he can't let him get the ball up. What he has to do is get his hand in low and try and strip it out. Otherwise, he is just going to get dominated.
You can see there was a bit of hand contact there, so great call by the referees. Giannis, the MVB chants have already started.
Yeah, they started about an hour and a half ago, to be completely honest with you.
Well said, it's true.
It's unbelievable the reception he's had here in Nanjing, and I imagine everywhere he goes in China it will be the same.
I must say this, though, right now, just based off of some personal experience, he's handled himself with such grace and class.
Oh, if you're to show a young player how to be, and you know, the path to follow, at the moment, he's the role model. He's the kind of guiding light for next generation superstars.
All right, here's Beneche. Gets it over to Luz. Luz works off a screen from Verjao. Thinks about the pick and roll. Nice find there to Verjao. Wide open jumper. Just rolls out. And a big rebound there, and that's gets it over to Kalathis. Greece on the attack now. Kalathis still holds on to it with Garcia on him. There's going to be another major matchup. Kalathis, Papanikolaou. Gets the defender off his feet. Nowhere to go, but gets it over to Giannis. Up and in. Can't get a find. Great defense there by Verjao.
And that's going to be the key. They have to have a rim protector in place at all times.
Oh, big steal there. Barousis comes up with it. Kalathis on the fast break. Nope, wants to take it up himself. Nope, kicks it out. Great ball movement here. Wide open, Barousis. Up, over. What a pass and finish! Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's absolutely beautiful team basketball. And everyone involved, everyone moving, and just unselfish play at the end from Barousis.
Here's Caboclo. Works off the screen, Beneche. Crossover on Papapetro. Gets by the screen again, one more time. Kicks it out to Luz. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Verjao thinks about it. 2 seconds. Oh, what a cut by Garcia, Mark. What a finish that was.
And he's staked a claim to this starting spot. He didn't play at all in the first 20 minutes of game day one, and here he is starting and scoring.
And look who he's matching up with on the other end. Right away goes after the best player on the floor.
That's so interesting. What an interesting tactic to go with.
Giannis trying to back down. Spin move. Garcia all over him. Kalathis for 3. No good. And Verjao with the rebound.
Very, very interesting tactics. Let's see if it pays off for Brazil.
So far, it seems to have. Garcia.
It's unsettled him, that's for sure. It's absolutely unsettled him. He's not used to going up against short guys that are obviously just as strong as him.
Verjao. Oh, nice spin move there. Up and in. Just can't get the find, but who is it? Bruno Caboclo with the finish.
Yeah, smart move. Well anticipated by the young guy. Just gets himself in the right place at the right time, and an easy 2.
Here's Kalathis. Trying to set something up here for Greece. All knotted up at 4. Barousis. This is Papanikolaou. Gets it over, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Luz as Papapetro came crashing to the floor.
Yeah, and this is already, you're seeing this from Brazil. As soon as there's any penetration, the whole of the Brazilian defense is collapsing, and that's why, because when they don't, there's going to be an easy dunk for someone like Antetokounmpo.
Kalathis. This is Papanikolaou. Oh, puts his defender on skates, and You can't give them that kind of space, Mark.
No, and this is the other issue Brazil are going to have. Outside of Papagiannis, they pretty much can all shoot, so they can play 5-out offense all the time if they wanted to.
Beneche, no response. Kalathis wisely lets it go. What a torn pace to start this game.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly up and down. And that's, for me, going to play more into the Greek hands than it is the Brazilians.
Giannis working in the post. Garcia again on him. They're going to call the offensive foul. Alex Garcia loving it. And Giannis not impressed at all, but seemed like a pretty fair call from this angle.
The issue he's got is he'll get away with a little hook on a big guy because it's around the other big guy's hip. Whereas for that, it's around Alex Garcia's head. When he sticks his elbow round, he's catching him on the back of the head. It's so obvious for the officials to see. And
look at Garcia, easily puts it out. I think they just overturned it. And Coach Petrovic, rightfully so, seems pretty upset.
He's got his last warning though, no more talking to the officials.
Giannis on the inside one more time. Little hand check there, ref lets it go. Here's Kalathis with Luz on him. Kalathis thinks about it. Now he's got the mismatch, puts it inside. Bruce is gonna go up himself, up and in, can't get the finish. And it's a shot clock violation. Once again, Mark, ball don't lie.
No, it certainly doesn't. And the thing you've got is you're seeing players getting frustrated already at the officials, and it's the worst thing you can do because we saw it in the last game here, you know, with Coach Mitrovic getting tossed out of the game before half-time. Players need to keep their temper, they need to keep their emotions checked. It's a high-pressure game, but they need to channel that pressure in the right direction.
Garcia to Verjao, Verjao out to Beneche. Beneche is guarded by Papanikolaou, gets it inside to Garcia now. Nice find inside, Luz cutting to the basket, but the big man right there maybe gave him a second to think about it.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think Luz had already scored in his mind. I don't think he was even thinking about it, and that's when those kind of mistakes sneak into your play.
Well, he'd done it so effectively against New Zealand a couple days ago that it's hard not to believe it as Giannis goes on the inside now, just absolutely mauled down under. Shot goes up, no good. Luz bringing it up.
The thing is, Greece are going to have to hit those triples, otherwise that triple-double whatever team comes down on Antetokounmpo, and it's not going to change. They have to hit their perimeter shots, or they're not going to affect Brazil's plans.
It almost looked as if Giannis was walking through a sunflower patch there with all those yellow shirts all over him.
Well, you thought it was bad when it started off, and then Varejao comes plowing in as well, and yeah, tough to break through that.
There's Garcia, another look at his move to the basket. We got called for a reach-in. That foul was just on take a look in back to the action. Verjao. Oh, nice spin move there. Just can't get it to drop. And Giannis rips it away.
And you could see him getting frustrated already.
Kalathis on the other end. They're going to call the charge, and Luz gets his feet set outside the circle. You can't get mad at that call.
No, perfect defense. Absolutely perfect defense. You know, that's textbook. Surprising Kalathis plowed into him, to be completely honest with you. That's a situation usually where Kalathis will pull up, just stop on a dime and pass away.
Luz now bringing it up. There's going to be a battle of the minds there between those two. Garcia now. Papanikolaou on him. Or excuse me, Papapetru. Nice find inside and a finish by Verjao.
It's a wonderful heads-up, old-school play from Varejao.
Papapetru. Brusis. Giannis Brusis going to be called for a reach-in on Verjao. Very, very physical matchup there between two savvy veterans.
And they're very similar, the way they play their game. Bar the fact that Brusis has got a little bit of an outside shot to him, Varejao and Brusis are very, very similar players, similar mentalities as well. So it's going to be an interesting fight, that one.
Oh, if they played together, they'd love each other.
Yeah, some days.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think maybe like an old married couple somehow.
Brusis at the line here. A real, as you mentioned, Mark, earlier, this tournament, a real changing of the guard in Greek basketball here with Brusis and Giannis on the same team.
Yeah, and we're seeing it in the Brazilian team as well. You're seeing the likes of Varejão, Martelinos, you know, Barbosa. This potentially their last World Cup, and handing over to the likes of Luzada and Caboclo. And it's great to see that kind of handover. The icons of the last 10 years are handing it over to the icons of the next 10 years.
And, Giannis Brusis knocks down both free throws, give him 2 on the night now, as Luz works by the screen. Kalata stays with him. Beneche now goes in. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Once again, another beautiful find, but just enough physicality to knock Varejão off.
Yeah, Varejão's got to be careful. He demonstrated pretty aggressively towards the officials there. Let's have a look at it. And yeah, that's not going to be called a foul. I can understand why he's frustrated, but there's no way he's going to get that call.
To his credit, though, he did say to the refs, I didn't say anything as he walked back. Please, no. He wants to stay in this game, that's for sure.
Oh, every player does.
Yep. Luz with a nice steal there off a Papanikolaou pass. Luz on the fast break now. Looking for, change in direction. Oh, what a pass that is to Caboclo. But caught out of bounds as he lost his balance. Grease ball.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that zipped pass across the baseline from Luz, and it was a change of direction, turned his whole team as well. But Brazil will be reasonably happy. It sounds crazy they're down by 3, but I think they're disrupting Greece. And the Greeks aren't overly happy at the moment, but what Brazil need to do is capitalize while they have this little bit of disruption.
I think I've seen Giannis sweat more in these first 4 minutes as there's an offensive foul. That's his second personal. Oh, it's his first. Sorry, he was arguing with the officials the first time. That's when they overturned it, of course, and that foul ended up being on Garcia. So this is just Giannis's first personal foul as Brazil gets it.
But it's a sign of his frustration, though, that he's not having it all his own way.
He's sweating more right now than he did the entire game against Montenegro.
Yeah.
Shot goes up, Caboclo from the corner. What a shot, Bruno Caboclo.
Yeah, big shot from the young player, and he's tied the game at 9 apiece.
There's Giannis, other end, up, spin move. Changes in midair, but just can't get the finish. Great effort, but even better defense by Caboclo and Varejão. Garcia, inside to Varejão, up and under, Anderson, Varejão. Pointing to the biceps. Yes, you can, big man.
Absolutely love it. Anderson Varejão effectively saying, come on, Antetokounmpo, who's the most impressive big man on the floor at the moment? And it isn't Giannis.
Kalathis with the response. 4-3. Nick Kalathis. Luz to Garcia. Garcia getting the starting spot after sitting out the entire first half against Brazil. Up and in, trying to find the big man again, but Greece is there. Fast break opportunity inside. Giannis up and in. He's going to go to the line for 2. A great sportsmanship there as Luz helps him up. And
that's the key. I don't think any player is going to expect anything less than a physicality and a roughing up of someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo. But it's having that respect to say, yep, it was a hard foul, I'm going to help you up, and we get on with the game. And it's good defense ultimately by Luz. Yes, it's a foul, but he's played exactly the right type of defense. You don't give up easy points in the first quarter of a game.
Well, we got some substitutions into the game. If you heard the cheers, that was for Leandrino Barbosa, who's officially checked into the game, as has Marcelinho Huertas.
Yeah, Barbosa's 5th World Cup, another one of those guys that's got so much experience and critical in game day 1. Really came to play in that second half.
First one is good for Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 5 points, already half his offensive total against Montenegro in 7 minutes of play, and half the amount of minutes he played.
Yeah, he certainly, like you say, didn't really break into much of a sweat against Montenegro. He got plenty of rest, which, if Greece are to progress through the tournament, that's great to be able to grab some rest in these early stages.
Another substitution into the game for Greece is number 15, Yorgos Printessis, a personal favorite of yours, Mark. Tell us a little bit about him.
Absolutely, a consummate professional. Literally comes in and gets done what he needs to get done. He can play anywhere, probably from 2 through to 5. And just a hard worker, pretty much like that guy there, Garcia, who just passes it on to Varejão. There are so many similarities character-wise between these two teams, which is going to provide us with so many great battles on the hardwood.
Leandrino bringing it up, gets it over to Varejão off in the corner. Also into the game, this is Luzarda, kicks it out. Great ball movement here as Marcelinho now looking for an opportunity, gets it inside to the big man, up and in. Oh, what a rejection by Papanikolaou. Here's Printessis now. He's going to run the offense, see what he can create. Gets it off the switch. Barousis, what a find inside, up and in, just can't get it to finish. Verajao with the rebound.
Yeah, good defense there by Lima. Just enough contact onto Barousis to put him off the easy lane.
Marcelinho, little floater. Woof, that was pretty.
Way to introduce yourself to the game. Straight away, come in, nice and hot off the bench, ready to go. Gets his 2.
Also, number 23, Augusto Lima, into the game, already getting himself involved as he guards Printesses. And Slukas into the game as well now. Barousis, oh, here's a matchup against Verajao. Gonna work in isolation situation, but great defense there by Lima. Knocks it loose. Here comes Luzardo on the fast break. Can the young gun get it done? Oh, just rolls out.
A little too heavy on the lay-in there from Luzardo. You can see his right shoulder strapped up. They were working on that in training yesterday. I'll be interested to see if that's going to cause him any issues during today's game. But again, such a bright future for Brazil.
Lima a little bit too physical there on that one, but huge rejection. Wow.
Perfect timing from Papa Nicolau. That's where that rejection comes from. It's just reading the play perfectly and launching yourself at the right time.
Printesses, good for 1. What a back and forth battle we got here, Mark. 14-13. Both of these games today, been no shortage of back and forth in the first quarter.
Oh, there's plenty of energy and plenty of passion on show. And the great thing is that translates into the crowd as well. You can feel the crowd really getting behind both these teams.
About 17,000 here in attendance. At least that's what it looks like. It's almost standing room only. Marcelinho now looking for Verajao. Verajao, a slight mistake, but they save it. Here's Lima, keeps his balance. Very impressive move there. Gets it back over Marcelinho. They got 4 seconds on the shot clock. Got to create something here. Up, and it's going to be Greek ball.
That's a great read by Papa Nicolau. He read that there was only 4 seconds left, so he didn't have to guard his player anymore because they weren't going to pass the ball, so he just chased out for a double team on the perimeter.
Here's a find at the other end. Papa Petro for 3. Wide open look, but great closeout by Luzardo. And Marcelinho now running the offense, bringing it down, looking for an option. Lima might be working a pick and roll with him. That's what they get. Verajao now off the screen for him. Marcelinho. Oh, nice find inside. Verajao again. Anderson Verajao. Oh, he's feeling it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying at the moment. That's him up to 6 points. But this was a play that they were working on specifically in their training yesterday. But they were actually working on it to defend against it rather than to run it themselves.
Well, it's still working. Giannis Barousis now at the top. This is Slukas. Kicks it over, corner, wide open. Count it. That's number 15, Yorgos Printesses.
Yeah, that's a big shot. Again, coming off the bench, you have to be warm, you have to contribute the moment you step on the floor.
Oh, what a shot there with 3 seconds remaining in the quarter. Can he get it up in time? No, he can't. And what a torrent pace we have to end this first quarter, Mark. 19-15, Greece leads.
Yeah, and there your shooting percentage, and it really kind of shows. Brazil, it's all about the interior, and for Greece at the moment, it's all about the exterior. It's all about the perimeter game for them. Interesting to see if that dynamic continues. Greece have a huge amount of shooting options, and it's what Brazil were working on defensively as well.
I think, Mark, we can agree, you know, despite the fact that Brazil is trailing, they have to be happy about that first quarter.
Yeah, reasonably so. After what they will have seen happening to Montenegro in the first 10 minutes of the game, they'll breathe a sigh of relief. We've established ourselves in the game. We have got to the basket. We've scored high percentage opportunities. They just need to work maybe a little bit on the defensive end on that perimeter game. You know, they've given up quite a few open perimeter shots at the moment, and that's not great. I know their focus is on stopping Antetokounmpo from getting, you know, big dunks in the paint, but they can't overplay that.
And also just somebody that really blew me away in the beginning of this first quarter, Mark, was Anderson Verajao playing all 10 minutes, getting 6 points, just making sure. He was really the heart and soul of this team in that beginning of that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's very much like Antetokounmpo. He's, you know, stepped in to take a leader's role.
And also, just to remind everyone, be sure to download the official FIBA World Cup 2019 app, available both on Apple iTunes and also available on Google Play. The absolute best way to stay up to date on both your teams and all teams throughout this tournament. As we get back to second quarter action, Greece leads 19-15 over Brazil, as Giannis Antetokounmpo going to work inside here. And man, Brazil's just done a great job denying him looks. Shot goes up, just rims out. Rebound Brazil. Leandrino Barbosa bringing it up. Looking for an option. Oh, there's the heady veteran getting himself in. What a nice finish there by Barbosa.
That's one thing you can guarantee. Barbosa is always going to get you points. You've got to limit that lane to the basket for him, though.
There's Printesses. Oh, easy foul call there. And Barbosa, look, right away. My bad, I knew I got you. I'm just loving the absolute focus and sportsmanship we're seeing here in this. Look at this.
It's great to see. The issue Brazil have got now is you look at the Greek roster, anyone bar Slukas could play at the 5. They're playing 4 big men on the floor at the same time because they can. And that's tough for Brazil to guard against.
Into the game as well, number 6, Cristiano Felicio, the Chicago Bull, in for Brazil. Shot goes up. No good. Also into the game, of course, the X factor for Greece in that game against Montenegro, number 14, Yorgos Papagiannis.
Yeah, he certainly had a huge game, came away with player of the game honours, and rightfully so. He's so developed as a player in the last 2-3 years, and you know, playing his trade in Panathinaikos, it's a great place to learn how to be one of the world's best big men.
Lima couldn't believe he got the foul call there. Some great defense. Nice spin move by Giannis. Finds Papagiannis trying to go up for the poster but can't finish. Brazil's front court once again standing tough. Here's Luzardo on the fast break. Finds the open man, up and in, and guess who? Cristiano Felicio.
And this is great play, and you have to give you a hat tip here to Coach Petrovic, because this is straight out of his book. The guys are running exactly what he's telling them to right now.
Printesses thinks about it, gets by his defender, floater, up, a little bit strong, comes down, Lima, fast break opportunity for Marcelinhos, but the MVP says no. Here's Giannis for 3, just rims out, and Luzardo coming down with the rebound. Here comes the young gun, see if he can create something, gets it over, Marcelinhos. He's guarded by Slukas. Marcelinho off the screen. Gonna do a floater, running floater himself, can't get the kind roll, and Papagiannis doing a great job knocking that one away from Felicio. Here comes Kostas Slukas, works off the screen. Gonna take the shot himself, the lefty, no good. Gets his own rebound though. Reset. Shot clock resets to 14, now we're at 9 seconds. Slukas, wide open look for Printesses. Oof. And 1! 4-point play. Lima was falling to the ground, tripped over himself. Printesses got it off in time. And what a smooth finish.
Yeah, that's his second triple of the night already. And this is what Printesses brings with you. So much smart, so much intelligence, and just a great form on the shot. Look at the contact he's taking. You see what it means to him, though. See what it means to him. So pumped for the game. And chance of a 4-point play.
A huge, huge turn of events for Greece here in the second quarter. And I must say, though, to Lima's defense, this floor, it is as sticky as it gets. It is a premier floor. He's got to make sure he's picking up his feet when he's coming in on defense.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. But great to convert the 4-point play, and Greece again step out, 4-point lead.
Here's Lima. We'll see if he can make up for it. Gets it over to Luzardo. Motion offense now as Barbosa comes up with it. Works by his screen. Going to do it himself, up and in. Wants the call, but he doesn't get it. He may have a case there. Here comes Slukas on the other end. He's guarded by Barbosa. Printesses kicks it off onto the wing. This is Papanikolaou. Nice find inside. Papagiannis doesn't know where to go with it right away, though. Gets it to Slukas. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 3-pointer. Printesses. Nothing but net. Yorgos Printesses.
That's 3 out of 3 for Printesses. He's turning up, and it's lucky he is, because on that last play, I want to highlight the fact that the young man from Brazil, Luzardo, locked Antetokounmpo completely out of the game. He's the only player that didn't get to touch the ball. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen. he wasn't involved at all, and thankfully Princesses steps up and drains the triple.
Well, we talked about depth, Mark, and the depth of both of these teams is shining at its finest. First quarter, a lot of it Anders and Varejao for the majority of the scoring as we take a quick look at Brazil's timeout.
Hey, pero cuando llegamos, hay que coger buen chute. Perdida, bolas perdidas, set. Hey, agora tenemos campo aberto, tenemos 1, 2, 3 aberto, bloqueo, pero mover la bola, por favor. El único problema es ese, nada más. Vamos, tá bom.
And this has been the problem for Brazil. They focus all their defensive intensity on crashing into the paint, filling it up, making sure their rim's protected. But on the back of that, you're leaving open players of the quality like Princesses who can drain threes for fun. And he's straight away exploiting that. What you're going to see now is a really interesting twist. Are Brazil now going to start chasing threes out a little bit harder and giving a little bit more respect? If you are, expect Antetokounmpo to start getting some highlight film.
Now, I know my Portuguese is a bit rusty, but I think I can understand Petrovic, Coach Petrovic, when he's screaming, por favor.
Yeah, it's a slight plea for his team to start upping things.
Marcelinho tries to get it over to Felicio, but here comes Barbosa. Let's see if the Brazilian blur can come up with something here. Gets it over to Caboclo. 1 second on the shot clock. Shot goes up, knocks it down. What a shot and what a way to introduce yourself. Marquinhos Souza.
Yeah, that's a big play, and exactly what was needed for Brazil is taking a little bit of the wind out of the Greek sails.
It's Lucas. Papa Nicolau. Easy call for the referee there.
Yeah, but still, for me, a good foul for Barbosa to give up. You know, he obviously was going to give up that lane, so you may as well call the foul, make him earn the points.
Yeah, and you can clearly see just a heady play, though, going for the ball. A lot of younger guys would have just went straight for the hip.
Yeah, they'll grab an arm or put their arm around the shoulder or something, and it's just too easy for the refs to call unsportsmanlike.
Here's Lucas. Just a torrent pace here. Kicks it inside. Printesses now. Up, in, floater. Gets it to drop. That's your main man right there, Printesses.
Printesses inside, outside, it doesn't matter to him. It can be a scrappy fight for it. It can be a floater. It can be a three. He's doing it all.
Marcelinho. Felicio now. Gets it over. Marquinhos. Shot goes up. Easy call for the referee. And Giannis, he's trying to plead his innocence, but...
And this is sometimes the problem you have in this situation. He wants to be a part of the game. He wants to be involved. He wants to be the go-to guy. And sometimes when it's not going offensively, you over-try on the defensive end. And that's exactly what's happened there. He's chased out something that he really shouldn't have chased out. And he's chased out awkwardly from a bad angle and giving Marquinhos an easy way of drawing the foul.
That's his second personal foul as Kalathis back into the game for Greece. And we'll see if the strategy offensively shifts a little bit here. Kalathis more of a heady point guard, change direction kind of guy, working off screens.
Well, the nice thing you've got is with Slukas and Kalathis on the floor at the same time, you don't know who's bringing the ball up the court. They can switch mid-play into who's at the off guard, who's the on guard. So we'll be interested to see if Kalathis stays at the point the whole time.
Here's Lucas with Leandrino all over him. It's it outside. Printesses. Got some action in the corner there. Oh, what defense by Barbosa. It's inside. Oh, what a find! What a find! And a great finish by Papagiannis.
It's heartbreak for Barbosa. He's killed himself to stay in front for the whole play, and then just at the last second, you know, the gap opens up for the killer pass.
Greece opening up a 7-point lead. This is their biggest lead of the game. Shot goes up. Barbosa can't get it to drop. Here comes Kalathis bringing it up. He's going to be guarded by Marcelinho. Nice move on the inside. Printesses now looking for an option. Kicks it back out. Kalathis for three. Money.
And Brazil need to be careful at this point. It's out to a double-digit lead now. It can't keep opening up. Otherwise, it'll just be a stretch too far for them to come back into it.
Caboclo can't get it to drop. Giannis comes down with the rebound.
That's a poor shot choice by Caboclo.
Here's Kalathis. Works off the screen. Thinks about it. Yep, wide open now. You can't leave him open. You can't leave Nick Kalathis open like that.
I have no idea. After a guy has just hit a three, why are you going under the screen? Jump above the screen. If you have to overcommit and leave your big man one-on-one with a big man, then you have to do it. You have to respect the shooter if he's starting to find form.
Barbosa working around. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Turnover, and the momentum is all in Greece's favor right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. They're in the ascendancy. 13 points up, just over 4 minutes to go. Brazil need to bring that gap down before the half break.
And just a poor pass from a player you really don't expect that from, in Barbosa, leaving his feet, giving himself no room to move. Just not the kind of play you would expect from the Brazilian blur. Here's Kalathis driving right to the rim, saw an opportunity and took it. Nick Kalathis, this is his game at this moment.
Yeah, it is, and what he's done is he's straight away identified that Luz has just come off the bench and that he's maybe a little bit cold or a little bit not fully engaged with the game.
Barbosa now working around the perimeter, works off the screen from Felicio. Gonna come up and do it himself. Oh, big rejection there, it looks like, from Papagiannis, or at very least got a piece of it or bumped Barbosa just enough. As Nick Kalathis now brings it back up. Inside, Papagiannis, nobody there. But Felicio there just in time. Maybe he was able to get a bit of a distraction.
Yeah, it was enough just to put him off at least. Otherwise, that was going to be an easy two. I'm surprised Papagiannis didn't try and take a dribble and get it in with a huge dunk again.
And we're going to have a foul on the ground there on Papagiannis as Felicio Luz. It seemed to really try to reward Felicio for that effort there, giving him an option on isolation there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's important. When you're the size of Felicio, it's a lot of effort to keep running up and down the floor, so you do have to reward the big man, and if you do, you'll usually get a guy like Felicio to do exactly that. Work hard in the post, draw the foul.
Well, I have to say, excuse me, it was not Papagiannis that was covered, that was called for the foul. It was Georgios Printessis. As Felicio is going to be subbed out, and of course back into the game was the real X factor for Brazil in that first quarter. Now with a 15-point deficit, we'll see if he's got some more magic there. The two Brazilian vets working together now. Barbosa kicks it back out to Luz. Luz inside to Varejao. Varejao spin move, gets it out. Marquinhos, no good on the shot there. Fight for it. Oh, what a second effort there. Marquinhos tries to go up and in himself, kicks it out in the corner. Caboclo, 7 seconds on the shot clock. And Greece is all over them as Nick Kalathis with the steal. Fast break opportunity. Oh, what a no-look pass to Thanasis. Can't finish. Kalathis resets. 10 seconds on the shot clock. This is Slukas now at the top of the key. Trying to work off the screen. 1 second. Runs out of time. Didn't realize how much time was there.
No, that's on Slukas, and he's banging his own head now with his fists. You know, he knows that's on him. Needs a slightly more heads up on exactly how long's left on the shot clock. But Greece can't be too upset. Their defense is working exactly like it did in the first half of their game day one. Annihilation. And yeah, if they can continue that, it's going to be tough to see Brazil battle back into this one.
Alex Garcia checking back into the game for Leandrino Barbosa, as Luz is going to bring it up. Here's Garcia getting a touch right away to Varejao. Varejao to Luz. Luz thinks about it, brings it in, takes the shot. Tough shot. And Varejao right there. Can't get the kind roll. And here comes Greece. Kostas Slukas up to Giannis, throws it down. Papagiannis.
That's a huge play, and it's almost going to be a signature move for Papagiannis. And he's such a big guy, it's going to be hard to stop him getting to the rack.
Marquinhos going to get called for a foul there. Look at this, Slukas up to Yorgos. Throwing it down, seeing a ton of that in this tournament from the big man.
I think that's probably going to be one of Slukas' easiest assists of the tournament.
Well, you got a guy running the floor at 7 feet tall with his length, his height, his strength.
And his confidence now, that's the thing. He's grown, you can see it through that first game. And to have that performance under his belt early, that's a massive plus for Greece as a whole, not just for Papagiannis.
Back into the game is number 19, Ioannis Papapetro. Luz gets by his defender, up and in. Beautiful finish there by the Brazilian.
And exactly what Brazil needed. It was like there was a lid on the basket at the moment, and sometimes you just need to force the issue, and that's exactly what Luz has done.
Costas Lucas guarded by Luz, gets it back up now. Calates up again for Papagiannis. Can't finish this time. Caboclo comes down with the rebound. Fast break opportunity. Marquinhos goes up. Can't finish. Lucas coming down with it. Wants the call, doesn't get it. Calates surveying the court, looking for it. Kicks it inside. What a pass to Papapetro, but could not finish. Varejao with the rebound. And Luz wants another call, but still has the ball. And we've got a off-ball foul on Papagiannis.
Yeah, that was an interesting collision between Varejao and Papagiannis. And you know what Varajao's doing? It's what he's done every game of his entire career. He's getting into Papagiannis' head. You'll see it here. He's just pushing him. He's leaning on him, a little bit of an arm, and there goes the flop. And, but you get that with Varejao. That can't be any surprise for Papagiannis. He knows he's going to get that, so he needs to adjust his defense accordingly.
It becomes a lot more convincing with the mop top, the floppy hair. It just goes flying everywhere.
About the place. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Luz off the screen. Goes up. Caboclo on the inside. Tries to go up. Big rejection there by the big man, though. Matching Caboclo step for step. Oh, just loses it, though. Right next to our colleagues over there on the Greek broadcast.
Yeah, Greek radio almost went down then.
We've got ourselves a timeout. Take a look, I believe it's for Greece, as Coach Skortopoulos, nope, it's gonna be for Brazil. So let's take a quick listen as to what Coach Petrovic has to say to his team.
Bola, vamos con zipper. Pero no. Quiero desde que Rafa y Alex están aquí pasando, pasa la bola a Alex, llega por el medio, llega porque quiero dos ataques. Hey, quiero que llegue Anderson, buen bloqueo, penetrando. Tenemos Marquinhos, Bruno y todo eso, un buen chute o falta y tenemos dos chutes, dos ataques por uno, ¿ok? Hey, mira que no es, tranquilo que te llega buen bloqueo, ataca, más abajo. Un buen bloqueo, camisa.
And you can understand Antetokounmpo's frustration. He's tried to force his way into this game, and he's gone sitting on the bench at the moment with 6 points, 2 boards, and 2 personal fouls as well in 14 minutes. If the one thing that Brazil have done well in this first half has been locking out the superstar, the NBA MVP, the highest profile player in the World Cup, they've absolutely frustrated him.
Well, once again, Mark, you have to say to the an absolute credit to the depth of this Greek team. They still find themselves up by 15.
That's crazy, isn't it? If you were to say he was having a bad game and they'd still be up by 15, it would be hard to believe.
Here's Garcia, going to go up himself, gets fouled and goes to the line, and he is just, it's like watching a fire hydrant with legs.
And it is, and that's the key. He's this little firecracker that seems to come on and ignite Brazil whenever he comes in, because he doesn't see the players in front of him for what they are. He just sees it as a challenge he has to beat, and he certainly has provided impetus to Brazil whenever he's on the floor.
And Nick Calates, you can see him walking over to the referee right now as Garcia, no good on the first free throw attempt. Wanted to see, what did I do? Or, excuse me, sorry, he made the first free throw attempt. Looks good on the second. So 2 much needed points for Brazil as they find themselves down 13, 40 seconds to go in this half. And you can imagine what they're really hoping for, Mark, right now, a stop and maybe one more bucket.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Ultimately, they don't want the deficit to be any bigger than this. I think that's the kind of the red line they don't want to cross. They want to go in at least 13. They don't want it any bigger. If they could get it down to 10, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And they'd see that as a win at the back end of this first half, and it would provide them with a real buzz entering the locker room.
Garcia showing off his football skills there on the deflection. Caboclo nearly knocking that loose. 16 seconds on the shot clock. There's a look inside. That's Thanasis Antetokounmpo with the turnover. Fast break opportunity. Garcia all the way in, up, under, can't get the finish. And they're going to call a foul. Or nope, sorry, excuse me, out of bounds. 20.9 seconds remaining, and it's going to be Brazilian ball.
Yeah, it's great defense there by Slukas. Slukas just manages to get a hand in and knock it away from Garcia. He was so close to getting that too.
Only a second between shot clock and game clock now as Luz brings it up. They're going to probably hold for the last shot here.
Oh yeah, don't expect them to run anything until there's about 5 seconds left on. If they go early, then they're crazy because there's speed in the Greek team.
Garcia goes inside, finds it out. Marquinhos, what a shot that is! Marquinhos Souza with the triple, 3.2 seconds remaining at the other end.
Kalath is frustrated because he thought that, you know, he had the opportunity to break through, but timeout's been called, so they can talk it over and get the play. The players for Greece are asking for them to look at the clock and make sure it's the right time on the clock. But what a play by Marquinhos.
Έλα, περιμένετε λίγο εδώ. Θέλω να τσεκάρει το διπλέ. Εντάξει, δεν μπορώ να βλέπω μια μαλακός.
Like 5.5, okay? 5.5, we are okay? 5.5 is on the clock. Okay, say to the team. Say to the team. Say to the team. I will say to the coach. Yeah. Okay, we have 5.5, okay? 5 seconds, 0.5 decimals, okay? 5.5, good? 5.5. Okay, about.
The officials just making sure that we have the right time on the clock, so it's going to be 5.5, and what can Greece do in 5.5 seconds? An awful lot, I think, is probably the answer.
Oh, yeah, the way this team runs their offense, plenty, maybe even stop, have a cup of coffee, find the inside man, maybe get a dunk.
Όπως είπαμε, το πρώτο option είναι χτυπάμε ο Μπουρούς που ξεκινάει από εδώ. Βγαίνει γρήγορα πρώτη πάσα και χτυπάμε με το παπ. Κάνε ένα fake και γίναμε τα μέσα. Αν δεν γίνει, η μπάλα είναι. Ανοίγουμε στον Νίκ Κώστα. Ο Νίκ έρχεται και ο Γιάννης του κάνει ένα early pick εδώ ή για να πάει attack μέσα με τον Ιωάννη γωνία ή ο Γιάννης να κάνει από πάνω να σουτάρουμε εδώ. Εντάξει. Εντάξει.
As we're taking a look here at Yorgos Printesis, as you said, a guy that you believe would be your #1 selection if you had a chance to start a club.
The way he plays basketball for me is the way basketball should be played. It's just, there's no nonsense, there's no messing, there's no ego. It's just pure passion, pride, and ability. You know, he's overlooked sometimes for his sheer skill set and the range of his skill set as well. And if Greece are going to reach their potential, which everyone's been touting is medal, then he is going to be very, very important to that road.
14 points in 11 minutes, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and also all on just 1 personal foul. Extremely efficient game for him. And it's almost getting to a point where you're expecting it from him.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll start leaning on him more and more, you imagine, as the tournament progresses.
There we are. Inbound now is going to Slukas. 5.5 seconds to go, Greece ball. The press is on, gets it inside. And Varejao right there with the steal.
And that's you know, a heads-up veteran play. Varejao's chased the length of the court with Barousis to get that hand in.
Oh, I just love watching those two go at it. Here we go, we try it again with 4.3 seconds. Thanasis, gonna let it fly. No good. And at the half, probably not the start Brazil was hoping for. However, they're still well within earshot of this game. 40-30 at halftime.
Yeah, a huge first half for both teams. Such an interesting battle that we've been dealt here in Nanjing. And looking at some of the stats, you can see how close this game really is. And it's on the back of a couple of players that there's a difference at the moment for Greece. It's Printesis and Kalathis, 14 and 11 points respectively. And then you look on to the Brazilian side, and it's the old hands of the likes of Varejao and Marquinhos that are doing the job for them. So it really is the veterans that are taking the heavy lifting at the moment. It's not what we expected. We expected maybe some of the younger superstars to come in and grab this, but Antetokounmpo has been locked out of the game by Brazil.
It's just been some very impressive efforts here, as you can see. Once again, speaking of veterans, nice finish there by the Brazilian Blur himself over top of the young Giannis Antetokounmpo, high off the glass. Just, you know, as we said before, though, you know, with Greece up by 10 points, it's going to be very interesting to see if Brazil can come back. But please, ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We will be back with second half action here in Nanjing, China. It is Greece 40, Brazil 30. Do not go anywhere.
again, throws it away. And now Uzo looking to go coast to coast. Big rejection from Nicholas Brasino.
Not in this house. I mean, that's just great hustle. Brasino, good behind the back.
Nice pass. Oriola with the throwdown.
Great pass, look away, paused everybody with it, and Oriola going to a spot where he would be open.
Fourth quarter underway, and good defense by Sun, and it leads to the opportunity by Ty.
Chase down block by Panitka.
Here's De La Valle and Tessatori.
Look at that. Back. Oh, Brooks just cleans it up with the putback. Dean, I've got to tell you, that is the play of the game.
Well, we got time and space now.
Beautiful pass. Up and away. Throws it down.
And Mitsic, what a pass, what a steal.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
And we'd like to welcome everyone back here. Just about to get started. Second half action here in Group F between Greece and Brazil. Greece leading 40-30. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Mark Mills on color. And Mark, let's just call it as it is. Your thoughts on that first half and some of the things you took away from it?
It was quite surprising, if I'm completely honest with you. I think most people were expecting some of the, the high-profile stars like Antetokounmpo to take over the game, and Brazil did a wonderful job. They locked him out. You know, he's left for the half-time locker room with very few points, 6 points, 2 boards. He's even picked up a couple of fouls, and they were frustration fouls as well. So from that side, Brazil have done very well. The issue you've got is the heavyweight's been lifted by someone else on the Greek side, and that's Printessis.
Yeah, Printessis and also Kalathis to a smaller extent. Had a chance to speak to some of the Greek reporters over in the media section during the break, and one of the things that they were trying to take away from me and trying to take away from this game and hoping that people would understand when they're watching this game is just how deep this Greek team is and just how many winners and how many proven success professionals and stories you have on this Greek team that are surrounded Giannis, and the proof is in the score right now with a 10-point lead.
And this is the great thing, we talk about this as well off mic. It's about an education for a lot of fans as well, because most fans dip into basketball at a certain level and they watch a lot of highlights, and a lot of the fans we have in the arena, you can tell by their reaction to Antetokounmpo that that's what they see basketball to be. But they're now seeing some of the other stars that absolutely have huge basketball careers. They've played at the highest levels in Europe, in South America, and they're starting to really light up and take over, and that's great to see. It's it's testament to how big the game is becoming.
And, just as we're talking about NBA caliber players, however, somebody who's really seemed to have turned back the clock despite being down by 10 for Brazil is in fact Anderson Varejão, and he's been extremely impressive so far. Just getting, even with stuff you're not seeing on the stat sheet, yes, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but just constantly contesting every shot in the paint. It's been very impressive.
He's like the pulse of Brazil. Do you know what I mean? He's coming in and he's regulating the tempo, but what he's also doing is injecting a little bit of aggression, a little bit of feistiness about Brazil, and it's going to be sadly missed. The day he does retire, the Brazilian way of playing is going to change, because he dictates that the guys on there are scrapping. They're getting in the faces of the opposition all the time. We saw it in one play in particular where, he managed to lure Papagiannis into a foul. And that's the kind of thing that Varejão brings. He's not going to be necessarily your top scorer or your high flyer or your kind of textbook superstar, but he is going to win your games.
As we take a look at Greece warming up at this point, here's a man who at this point needs no introduction. Printessis, he's just been unbelievable in this one.
Oh, he's been all over our commentary. 14 points, 3 rebounds, and he's 3 from 3 from the perimeter, and that's the key to Printessis. He's happy backing a man down as he is stepping out and shooting a 3. makes him difficult to play against and makes him such a useful tool if you're a coach, to have someone that versatile.
And as we take a look as well, Leandrino Barbosa warming up as well. Now, this was really similar to the kind of game he had against New Zealand. Very quiet first half, and it seemed like just when the team needed a pick-me-up or that push to really put them ahead when it was quote-unquote winning time, to quote Reggie Miller, Leandro Barbosa was there. Let's see if we're going to see the same thing in this half.
Yeah, absolutely. The potential is there. The thing you have with Barbosa, for me, I don't think he's the game changer, the spark in his own right. But as soon as that tide starts turning, he's the one shoving it even faster. He's the one that's going to really up the tempo and crank up the pressure with his offense.
And now as we just take a quick look, we'll see what each coach has to say as we get started with this second half.
Okay, pre-desist, and you pick a roll action. Borussia is here on the side. Okay, Pax and Giannis. When we have this action, free here, Giannis maybe a backhand over here to play. Other side, Borussia.
La guerra por aquí por rebote. Rebote, bola de contra-ataque, ok?
Bola por bola.
1, 2, 3. Brasil. Bora. Lado contrário. Porque às vezes se eu começar a bater soco no pé dele,
Bora, rapaz, duro, moleque.
Amarelo. Okay, 2 options. After that, if you want to post, we go 4 or 5. And we play, guys, let's try one time to play opposite side. Giannis is here, Kostas is here.
And the thing I think most of these teams realise as well is that it's not just this game, it's winning takes forward into the next round as well, as both these teams will expect to make it out of the this preliminary first round in the World Cup.
The Greek faithful in full force here, and a lot of honorary Greek fans in the crowd here, of course, for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But of course, we're hearing a lot of cheers for the Brazilians as well, any chance that they get an opportunity for a nice play. And we get started. Greece leading by 10, but in no way, shape, or form is this game done. We've got a battle here coming on our way in the second half as Alex Garcia with the ball first tries to cross over to opponent. It's going to be a foul on the ground against Barosas.
And this is exactly what he did in that first game. He came on and he made an impact, he made a difference, he put some urgency and some impetus behind the offense, and that's exactly what Garcia's done there.
And you can see, once again, you spoke about this in the almost at the very beginning of the game, Mark, just how when he makes that move for big guys, he's getting hit in the head. They're used to seeing a guy a little bit bigger attacking the basket.
And he's getting hit in the head and he's not moving. You know, he's a big guy, he's a strong guy, so yeah.
Varejao works on the inside. Oh, nice fake, up and in, Anderson Varejao. Woo!
Man, he sold such a beautiful fake. I think Barusas was almost sitting down on the bench to catch that one.
40-32 is the lead for Greece. We'll see if they can respond right now. Nick Kalathis works off the screen, tries to kick it up. There's a turnover. Here comes Marquinhos with a big three at the end of that last half. Tries to get it to Caboclo. Nothing happening though. Garcia with it. They're going to reset. Wise decision, I think, by the Brazilians.
Yeah, very heads-up move. No point in pushing it when you don't need to.
Here's Luz. Does get a mismatch maybe on Borussia. Oh, inside, Varejao again. Anderson Varejao.
Absolutely wonderful play, nice heads-up play, and what we've got now is we've got a 7-point run across the half-time break. It's a 7-point run for Brazil, and that's brought them straight back into the game.
We spoke time and again about the depth of both of these teams. As Giannis looking for an option, kicks it back out. That was Papanikolaou with it back to Giannis. Giannis kicking it out. Brentesses, nice pump fake. Tries to get it to Giannis, nothing happening there. Marquinhos now on a fast break one more time. Up, in, count it. Marquinhos, Huertas.
And that's how you execute the play. It's, you know, Marquinhos is now up to 9 points, and this is what you would consider to be a role player for Brazil, and he's not behaving like a role player. Look at this, out strong, draws the body contact, makes sure he keeps Papanikolaou at arm's length. And Papanikolaou is really, really good in those situations. One-on-one, chase him back. You know, he's got a higher percentage chance of getting the block, but Brazil fully back into this one.
Marquinhos Souza with the excellent basket there. Let's take a look at Greece's timeout.
Nick, Giannis out, get the ball. This action, pass the ball and play. All right?
Screen away. Post action.
And here the shot. Okay? Be patient. But whatever happens, run back. Don't leave the ball and go back.
And yeah, you see the nice, swift movement from Luz. And Luz really has been a bit of a revelation for me personally. You know, I was expecting him maybe to sit behind the likes of Marcelino or Barbosa, but he's really taken that lead role in the backcourt for Brazil.
It's been impressive. And of course, speaking of taking that lead role, Anderson Varejão, I mean, we may have to see him turn back the clock back to about the 2009 days with the Cavaliers as far as his ability, even the 2008 Olympics, they're going to need that kind of performance, it seems, from him.
Oh, absolutely. He's a fundamental stone of what Brazil will be able to do in this tournament.
My favorite matchup of the night there, and Varejão is going to get called. This time, Barousis is the one that gets the better of him.
And that's going to be it. It's going to be tic-tac the whole night, you know, it really is. But it might be a really important battle, whoever comes on top of that. And you can see Varejão trying to get the steal, and Barousis using all his experience and getting the arm to hook around.
So Barousis, a modest stat line at this point with 2 points, but in 12 minutes. Once again, getting involved in other ways. The knickknacks, as you would call them. Little shove here, little pinch there as players are fighting for position down low. And of course, Varejão, much more impressive stat line so far. But once again, as Barousis knocks down the first free throw, just like I said, I just love watching the two big, strong, veteran guys going at each other. You couldn't ask for better basketball if it's done correctly. As we get back to the action, Garcia, he's going to be guarded by Papanicolaou. Works off the screen, kicks it outside. Caboclo for three. And he has loved that shot. He's been working on it in all of his training sessions. It's been beautiful.
And you know what? He's looking to relax. We said the first training session that we saw him, offensive foul called on Barousis there.
You said it, tick for tack. Tick for tack, baby.
And Barousis needs to be careful. He's given the official a little clap on his way back down. And
he's saying, he's looking at him going, you know he knows. You know Varejão knows. And here's Luz now with the ball. Calathis, there's going to be another fascinating matchup. Luz kicks it back out. Caboclo kicks it over. Varejão, nice fake there. Garcia, you knew what he was going to do. Right to the basket, but excellent job there by Giannis. A steal, what a finish, what a find, nope.
Wow, Barousis on the hardwood.
Giannis, spin move. They're not going to call it, and Giannis Antetokounmpo with the finish.
And you've got Varejão asking for the charging foul from the official. It'd be interesting to see a replay to see if it was a charge, whether he was in the restricted area or not.
To be honest, I just don't think there was enough contact.
Oh, no, he's definitely gone down at the slightest touch, but even then, the call can be made.
Varejão, oh, here's a matchup. Varejão and Giannis. Tries the pump fake, turnaround. Woo! Anderson Varejão, what a finish over the MVP.
Old school is better than new school.
At least on that one. The Kareem skyhook, finishing right over top of Antetokounmpo. Here's Calathis on the other end. Kicks it back over. Barousis for three. You don't want to leave him that wide open. Brazil getting away with one there. Barousis has looked very comfortable in this tournament from the top of the key.
Yeah, and that's been one of the keys for Greece, having the way to expand the floor and stretch things out.
Luz works it around. Varejão, another pump fake. No problem. Tough shot for him, though, as he was falling away. Maybe if he had some younger legs, as we said about 9 years ago. Giannis, up and in. Foul! And we're going to call a offensive. Yep, offensive foul. His third personal, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But Varejão's also received a warning for flopping. It is a charge. It's the right call. It's good footwork. It's a heads-up play by Varejão. But he is more than happy to spend half the game sliding along the hardwood.
And a Varejão fan is loving what she sees right now.
Just as much passion in the stands as there is on the floor, and that's great to see, and that's what the World Cup is all about.
Both of these teams understand this game punches their ticket to the next round.
Oh, really interesting now. Papa Petru's being brought in for Antetokounmpo, and he was waving him away. He was down this end of the floor just saying, no, I don't want to come out. I can control my fouls. But the sub had already been registered with the officials' table, so they can't take it back. He has to come out of the game. He's not happy, though, as he walks to the bench.
That's why they pay Thanasis Skortopoulos the big bucks on the Greek side to make tough decisions like that.
That is a tough decision, but understandable at this stage of the game.
You have to. It's a three-point game now. It's been a 11-4 run to start this second half. They need him in the end here. Luz up and in. Gonna get fouled, and he's gonna go to the line, and the Brazilian bench is loving it. Brazil has really came alive in this second half here, Mark.
They have, and it's all off the back of energy and hustle. It's not necessarily off the most graceful plays or the most, intricate offenses. It's just off energy and hustle at the moment, as we see Printesses going up strong for the rebound off the back of that foul.
And see as half a lose is going to go to the line. 4-2.
And Luz is certainly one of those up-and-coming players for Brazil. He only played 1 minute 14 in the Rio 16 Olympics, so this is a real breakthrough for Luz. And plying his trade in Andorra in the Spanish league, he's certainly going up against some of the best players in the world.
We've got a couple of supporters up in the rafters there for Brazil, getting the Chinese fans involved in a chant there. Just gotta love it. This is basketball ambassadorship at its finest.
And this is what it does. It breaks down borders. That's what basketball does. It's one of the best sports in the world to do that, and it's great to see it here in Nanjing.
Battle of the big men there. Bruces gets it back out though. This is Papa Nicolau. Gets it off in the corner. I believe that's Papa Petro that had it. Here's Printesses. Can he keep going as he's backing down on Caboclo? Knocked out, and it's gonna be, excuse me, it's gonna be Brazil ball. What a heads-up play there by number 14.
Yeah, and a big play as well. This is a psychological change now. They get a score, they're going to take the lead.
Marquinhos Souza forcing the turnover there. He's had a fantastic second half here. Garcia kicks it off in the corner to Caboclo. Caboclo now going to take on Printesses himself. Can't get the fine kiss off the glass, and Bruces with the rebound.
Critical stage of the game for both these teams. Just over 5 to go in the third quarter, and
Slukos, nice find inside of Bruces, but can't finish. Caboclo right behind him. Luz now gets it over. Garcia for three. Alex Garcia with one of the most unorthodox forms you will ever find in all of basketball, but it does not matter. This man cannot miss.
A three is a three is a three, and he seems to have found his range here.
I'm just blown away by that form.
So that's the first lead for Brazil since early in the first quarter of the game. They've hardly led this one at all. They've only led it for 22 seconds now. A real swing change from the halftime break. But we were talking about it before that halftime break, the fact that if they can get it down to 10, and they did on the back of the triple from Marquinhos, that it was going to change the game. They go in with a bit more impetus about them, and it's showing. You're seeing these plays over and over again, that it's given them a bit more confidence and a bit more buzz about getting back into this, and their hopes of coming away with a win.
Give me this camera and also this one, both. Okay, now give me this one in the main screen. And now wait. Give me this camera. And now give me that. It's non-conclusive, eh? Non-conclusive, stay with 2 points, okay? Thank you. Yeah. Just wait. It's a non-conclusive review, so we stay with 2 points.
Quick clarification there of the Garcia jumper, just a 2.
I thought it was a 3, but
that's tough to call. That's tough to call, that really is, even with
just,
all that technology.
Just because I made the call 3. As here we go, inbound, back to the action. Printesses with the ball, getting it out to the top. This is Slukas. Bruces. Nice drive on the inside. Great ball movement by Greece. Little hook shot, no good, and the battle continues down low. That time, Bergeau gets the better.
And the battle does continue, and it will do for the rest of this game. Neither of those are going to step back from the fight.
Marquinhos. Over to Marcelinho, who's back into the game. Floater. That's been working for him in this one, but just rims out that time. Even the misses aren't that bad.
It's interesting, he's hardly played any minutes. He's only into his 9th minute now in the game.
Shot goes up. No good on that one. Long rebound, Brusis thinks about it. This is Lucas. Tries to catch it inside, shot goes up. No good, Garcia coming down with it. Chooses to slow it down, kicks it off in the corner. Here's Caboclo, finds it inside to Verjao. Great rotation on defense though. Marcelinho Huertas now. Marquinhos inside, easy call there for Verjao. Not exactly a bad call though if you're Papa Nicolau, if that's your first personal.
Yeah, it's not a bad foul. I'd like to see him play straight up defense on him. I don't think he necessarily had to foul him. He maybe had a slight, a few centimeters over him, but it's not a bad foul. Sending someone to the line to make sure they have to work hard for the points at this stage of the game, as close as it is probably the right thing to do.
I think it was just the right call when you're giving up such amount of height, especially when Verjao was so deep in the post at that point. And we've already seen him taking guys 7 feet tall and then some to school down there. Yeah, I agree, Mark. There's Verjao now. Knocks it down. And the Brazilian fans loving it. Slucas bringing it up. Costas Slucas guarded by Marcelinho Huertas. Slucas. Verjao tries to get out on him. Oh, nice up and in, foul and one. Count it, Costas Slucas. You better believe he's got game, baby.
Crazy to believe this though. That's his first bucket of the entire game, his first score. 6 assists to his name, so he's exactly pulling his weight. And this is the problem you have with the likes of Calathas, with the likes of Slucas. They're scorers and passers. And it's not, most guards you'll say they're a scorer first or they're a passer first. It's tough to say. Depending on the game, depending on what's needed from them, they're able to tailor their game to suit what their team needs.
It's just incredible with Greece. They are going to be tough to beat should they get through this group stage. But Brazil, more than up to the task right now with this game tied at 47. They were down 40 to 30 at the beginning of this half.
Yeah, 17-7 run.
Garcia up and in, just so explosive going to the basket.
And he's just a player that a lot of players won't be used to guarding. Undersized, but huge strength, both upper body and lower body, and just awkward is the word you'd use as kind of defining his playing style.
He is the fire hydrant. He's a mini Draymond Green, if you will. It's an inside, Printesses for three. Just rims out. Marcelinho gets it to Marquinhos. Marquinhos now gets the mismatch on size. Oh, breakdown on defense there, up and in, count it! And one, Marquinhos Souza. What a second half he's having, Mark.
Oh, absolutely massive. And we talk about the depth of these rosters, but the key is that the depth comes on and produces. Big thing there for Greece, though. We see it straight away. No communication between Papagiannis and Slucas. Slucas had thought Papagiannis had taken over from him and he'd swapped with him, but he hadn't. He just ran away from Marquinhos. And thankfully for Brazil, Marquinhos was awake and alert, and quick turn and an easy 2 and maybe 3.
Just seems at this point the energy is just completely shifted. Greece, they're getting their open looks, not hitting them as consistently as they did in the first half. And then, of course, the defense, they're very uncharacteristic of them for that defensive breakdown.
Yeah, it is. And on the other end of the floor as well. 7 points in 7 minutes now in this third quarter. That's not the Greece we were expecting.
Sluka drops his defender. Up, foul. Can't get the and one, but once again, just when they needed him, who is it? Printesses.
Yeah, and that's the key. You have to go to these guys that have the experience, that have the kind of the real mindset that they can lock into these situations. The pressure is kind of not there on Printesses. He doesn't feel it. That's not what his game is about. He's just a kind of warrior soldier.
I have to bring this up at this point. After we had seen that first game against New Zealand, Brazil, they're really showing their characteristic as a strong third quarter team. And that game, that's really where they broke it open and kept it open in that earlier game 2 days ago. And today, 22-8 so far in the third quarter is the scoring differential.
Yeah, it might be one of those teams where they need almost the first half as a spotter, as a way of learning, well, what is this team going to do to us?
Offensive rebound, though. Kick on the outside, Papapetru. And Brazil saves it. Marquinhos to Marcelinho Huertas. Marcelinho going to bring it up now. Caboclo. Marcelinho. He's guarded by Slukas. Works off the screen. Gonna do it himself again. Rims out just again one more time. Printesses goes behind the back, surrounded by a bunch of yellow jerseys, but Kalathis back into the game. He's gonna get hold of it. Caboclo nearly knocks it away. Here's Printesses with Garcia on him. Tries to look for an opening. Oh, finds the opening there. Can't get it, gets his own rebound, and they're gonna call an offensive foul. And saying that he pushed, I think it was Marcelinos he pushed, or Garcia.
No, it's Garcia. Garcia had
Garcia.
taken a good stand and locked out, and Printess is frustrated at missing this easy floater. Oh, it's a slight hand on the back. I think they're fortunate to get that call, but look how much it means to Garcia. Absolutely roaring on the baseline.
Well, you've just got to love that from a player who takes more pride and more joy out of drawing fouls than he does out of making shots. When he makes shots, he's quiet. He's just laser focused. As soon as he gets one of those fouls or one of those steals or any of those defensive efforts, he's dynamite.
And the hustle play is his drug. That's the thing that he gets up on. And that's great as a coach to have those kind of players in your team that they don't need the limelight, they don't need the stardom. They're quite happy taking a charge, which is a horrible, grotty thing to do, but they're happy. That's the best moment of the game for them. You know, forcing a turnover or grabbing a rebound, and so big he has been so far for Brazil.
Yeah, I must say, it's back into the game. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo, the NBA's MVP of the Milwaukee Bucks, checks back into the game at a time when Greece will need him the most.
And the look on his eye as he came off the bench, that was a serious look. That's a man who means business.
Slukas. Also into the game, Papagiannis working off the screen. Slukas, tough shot, knocks it down. Well done by the lefty.
Yeah, very strong shot. And again, as much as we talk about Antetokounmpo and what he can do, he's also drawing Brazil away from the basket. He's altering their defense because they're having to overplay him.
Luz, also back into the game, Hafa Luz. Gets it over to Garcia. He's going to drive in hard and in. He's just so quick, but no finish there. Kalathis off and running. Taking a look. Kicks it off into the corner. This is Slukas again with Luz on him. Nice drawback dribble inside to Papagiannis with Caboclo on him. Gonna go right in, up and in. Nice Kareem skyhook, no good there. Caboclo, excellent defense from the young man.
Yeah, absolutely, especially as Papagiannis was actually extending his arm and pushing him away every time he was bouncing off him. He needs to be careful, that will be an offensive foul.
Luz tries to lose his defender, no pun intended. Marquinhos. Trying to work off the screen, gets by his defender now. Papagiannis closes out on him. Oh, what a rebound there by the little man. Luz with 26 seconds to go in the quarter, 9 on the shot clock. Varejao gonna do it himself, up and in, finish, much to the delight of the crowd here. There, Anderson Varejao, he's making his case for a new fan favorite.
Yeah, I think so. We have a fickle crowd here in China. There seems to be a lot more Brazilians in the arenas from when we started.
There's a kick, Kalathis, 2 seconds. No good, Giannis up and in, foul and one. You better believe he's got game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And perfect timing as well, a buzzer-beating play like that. This is what we talk about, those momentum shifts. A big rebound, just as strong powers back up, and a coach's dream. How many players would take a power dribble and lose the ball? He does, and he just takes it and goes up.
Unbelievable, the reaction he gets. 0.4 seconds to go here. And that's going to do it here for the third quarter. And Mark, I mean, 56-53, definitely Brazil's quarter doubling up. Unbelievable.
And they've done it again. You know, Brazil have come out in this third quarter like they did in game day one. And they've absolutely turned the game on its head. 26-13 outscoring Greece. And Greece didn't seem to have an answer to it at all. They really didn't. And, you know, it's amazing to see these teams just to-ing and throwing who has control over the game. And that man there has to take a lot of credit for it. Anderson Varejao, he's had a big quarter.
Anderson Varejao up and in on the finish. just doing a little bit of everything. Marquinhos, a huge start. That really got it going for them, for Brazil in this quarter. But of course, Greece not backing down. Great finishes themselves as Giannis. Little bit of a flop there from Verjao.
Yeah, it's he's not the strongest on his feet, shall we say. You wouldn't want to go out for a pint with him. I think he might be falling over quite a bit in the bar. I don't think it takes a lot for him to fall over.
Yep, but as you saw right there, I mean, just turning back the clock.
He's got that. It just, you know, it doesn't. Talent like that enables you to play at a high level till you're mid-30s, till your late 30s, you know, and phenomenal.
You see the agony of the Greek fans right now, the tension building a little bit, but have they weathered the storm, it seems, in this moment? With Giannis sitting the majority of that quarter after picking up his third personal. Coach Skortopoulos, I think it's a testament to his depth of his team.
Yeah, I think so. They're on the ascendancy, but will that carry on into the fourth?
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, fourth quarter action. First place in Group F, very likely on the line right now. 56-53, Brazil after a dominant third quarter. Can Greece respond? Not the start they would have wanted. And back into the game, another one who's taken a considerable rest is Leandrino Barbosa.
Yeah, only played 10 minutes of that first 30. Someone so influential for Brazil, but having a fresh Barbosa for the final quarter is great for Brazil.
Is it winning time? Is it winning time, Mark?
I think it might be with shots like that from Marquinhos.
Second half he's having. Just, we said it at the beginning of this game, Mark. These are the two deepest rosters you could make an argument for in this entire tournament, and we are just seeing it. If you take a look at this stat sheet, it's unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely. There's pure talent and experience, 1 through 12 on both teams.
Oh, Papa Petro right there when he needs it.
And that's good to see from a fan's point of view. Getting early, both teams in this final quarter, getting scores early is really great for fans because it means we're going to get a nice high momentum game.
Oh, this is a matchup I'd love to see. Caboclo and Giannis. I hope we get to see that the rest of this quarter as a lose. Doesn't get the kind roll, and Giannis right there takes the ball almost off top of the rim. And Giannis going to go coast to coast himself. Tries to kick it out, finds his teammates though. Papa Petro wide open. What a shot that was. Number 19, Giannis Papa Petro.
And exactly what it means to him, just the scream and the energy that comes out of him. But this could be a tactic for Greece. Let Antetokounmpo just go one-on-one and then step back and kick the ball.
At halftime, spoke to some of the Greek media. They wanted to see Giannis spread the ball a little bit more, get open looks for other guys. And it seems like Giannis may have been paying attention to what they were saying. Barbosa, no good. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to remain Brazil ball. But yeah, just to get back to that real quickly, you can clearly tell that Thanasis Skortopoulos had an opportunity probably to say some of that stuff to Giannis.
And you hope that's where they're going to go, because wherever Antetokounmpo goes, he's going to draw 1, 2, 3 defenders. They're going to overplay, and they're going to crash on him. And we saw just there. The key, however, is that the rest of the Greek 4 remaining players are spreading and spacing.
Marquinhos going to let it fly with only a few seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kalata saves it just in time, and bringing it up now is Slukas. Slukas up and in. Oh, nearly rejected by Caboclo. Doesn't matter. What a finish by Slukas.
Wonderful play, just enough space to get the ball through onto the glass. Real veteran move by Slukas.
Marquinhos Souza. Verjao inside. Here's the isolation again. Papagiannis gets a tip on it. Does not matter. Anderson Verjao is here to play.
Man, he's hit that shot, I'd hate to think, thousands of times in his career. It's exactly the same shoulder shake, exactly the same move. Wonderful play.
Crazy part about that is there's a quick turnover. Caboclo now on the fast break to the Brazilian blur. Up, in, foul. Going to the line for 2.
Smart move by both Barbosa and Papagiannis in that one. Barbosa slowed himself down, waiting for Papagiannis to come back into it, draw some contact. And Papagiannis absolutely right. Don't give him the easy 2. Not when we were in a 1-point ball game in the final quarter.
Well said, well said. Third personal foul for him. Just going back to Verjao very quickly. I mean, it's just incredible to watch him. We're really seeing a throwback performance here.
Oh, he's really living his wonder days. 18 points, 7 rebounds. You know, but these are the environments that he thrives in. You've seen it throughout his career, his NBA career. It's these moments where he really comes to the fore.
And you can see as Papagiannis picks up the foul there, but you know, Varejao, what I was trying to say is that he knew the shot was coming. He knew Varejao's shot was coming, and it didn't matter. He still beat him.
And that's the thing, is the muscle memory that Varejao has. That's a shot he's taken so many times that he kind of knows that people are going to be in the way, but he has a way of just getting the kind of angles right and using the glass put to perfection.
Yep, and Papagiannis played perfect defense, but no, and as you can see right now, they're already starting to jock and tussle a little bit as Leandrino Barbosa makes good on his second free throw. 2-point game, Brazil leads now, 7 minutes remaining. And this game has just flown by, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely has. I'm sitting here hoping we get overtime. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too. Antetokounmpo, MJ fadeaway, no good that time. And if there was ever a throwback, that's going to be the 4th personal foul this time for Papagiannis. Substitution, and Printesses, they're going to go small, that is, Greece is. And Varejao's just had his number tonight.
Yeah, he really has. He really has. He's, you know, and that's the experience thing. Papagiannis is work in progress, and Varejao is that veteran finished product. You know, it's the opposite end of your careers almost. And
yep.
The veterans got one over the younger guy today, but who knows? I'm sure they'll meet in the future again at some point, and who knows who's going to win that one. I'm looking forward to the Varejao-Antetokounmpo matchup now, though.
A lot of length on the floor for Brazil right now. Actually, a nice little mix of both. Garcia and Luz. Here's Barbosa. The blur goes up and in. Huge rejection there by Antetokounmpo. Not having it this time. Not going easy on the veteran like he did in the first half.
No, he's trying to spark his game to life, and good footwork, follows it all the way and just knocks it into the row of photographers on the front.
I think Barbosa forgot he was going up against there for a second. Maybe he thought he was about 15 years younger. There's a knockdown. Garcia for 3. No good. Calates comes down with it. Nice up-court pass. Up and in. Finish. Call it. Number 19, Giannis Papapetro.
Yeah, and that's the key going to be for Greece. They get out quick, they get out and run, and that's where you're going to put pressure on the likes of Varejao. And Lou's coming back up to Varejao now, and he's going to start getting tired.
Here we are, Barbosa with the ball. Oh, up and in, and a finish. And the Red Sea parted for the Brazilian blur.
And this is the problem. They need a rim protector. If you've got Barbosa playing against you, you have to have someone protecting the rim. You can't be dragged out.
That lane was about as wide as the Yangtze River. Here's Barbosa. Gets it over. Garcia one more time, up and in, and you just know he's going to finish. The flying fire hydrant that is Alex Garcia, just built to last.
And the momentum has changed again. It's just swinging to and fro. It's making it an absolutely enthralling game.
There's Lucas. Calates, wide open 3. Oh, a tough miss for him. And he knows he needed that one. As the lead now beginning to creep open for Brazil. 4-point lead. They can make it an even bigger one, possibly even a 3-possession game should they knock down a triple here. 5-12, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Garcia gonna go up and in. And another huge rejection on Giannis. But I think they're gonna call the foul. Dare I say it, yes, they are. 4th personal foul for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And he may have a case there because, I mean, he was going straight up.
Yeah, it's tough, you know, and for the officials in real time, the speed it's going at, the height they're at, that's a really tough call to make. It really is. I certainly wouldn't want to be an official in this World Cup with the class of athlete and just the pure athleticism on show and trying to keep up with it, but it looks like they're going to trust Antetokounmpo to manage his final foul with 5:09 left on. And as much as he's not contributed maybe on the box score, if he fouls out, that's a big psychological win for Brazil.
Garcia no good on the first. At the very least, it seems at this point it was a good foul. Although you've got to find your silver lining in these. You're not putting points on the board for Brazil.
You're a glass half full kind of guy.
Well, you got to be sometimes in this game. Hey, best shooters in the world miss 6 times out of 10.
It's true.
As makes good on the second. Calates. Gets it back over to Antetokounmpo. Works off the screen, gonna do it himself. Up and, ooh, almost, but a foul. Once again, the respect shown. I want to keep highlighting that every time I see it. As Caboclo went for it all. I am not mad at that at all. Go for yours, young man.
And you're not going to let someone dunk on you. That's a real, and the thing is, a dunk is worth 2 points. It's the same as a mid-range jumper, but the change and the emotion that will change with regards to that dunk and the energy in the arena that will change, the foul is right. You've calmed things down.
You got to see his stop and play real quick. The ref wants Caboclo to go to the other end. I'll just say real quickly about Bruno Caboclo, really love the improvement on his three-point shot. I alluded to this last game we called with Brazil. He's came a long way since his time with the Raptors 905 out in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. His time with the Toronto Raptors. He got traded, of course, in that trade for Marc Gasol earlier last year in the NBA season. And we've really seen him shine for the Memphis Grizzlies at the second half of that year. And we're expecting big things for him coming up this year for the Grizzlies.
The thing I've seen from him is just changing in the 1 day.
Oh, the Brazilian blur! Leandrino Barbosa!
And there is a reason he gets that nickname. He is out of the blocks at such a rate, it's so tough to stop in transition.
Didn't give me a chance to even finish my sentence.
No.
Oh, big miss there. Oh, what an effort there by Giannis Antetokounmpo. The MVP goes sliding into out of bounds.
He's hit the camera as well. There's a track camera running along the sideline here, and he's slid full into it. You can see he's looking at his arm. He looks okay though, but Papanikolaou went over to pick him up and fell over himself. So it's a little bit slippery in that corner at the moment with all the sweat on the floor. But great hustle play. And that's what makes the greats of this game. It isn't all about the box score and the blocks. It's about the little things, the hustle play, being a great teammate. And at the moment, it seems that Antetokounmpo is kind of ticking every single one of those boxes.
So Coach Petrovic taking a look around. Oh, loose ball. Here's Kalathis, gets it inside. Quintess's no good. Caboclo comes down with it. Great second effort there. As Leandrino Barbosa bringing it up now. Works off the screen. Floater. And it may in fact be winning time.
Yeah, and he's
Leandrino Barbosa.
And this is the key. Barbosa will step up. He now has that kind of green light. He's got his energy. He's rested for a lot of the game, and he's ready to start taking over.
Slukas. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna work off the screen from Printesses. Verjao comes to get him. Nice find inside. Oh, huge rejection, Bruno Caboclo. But Antetokounmpo with it. Antetokounmpo, spin move, up, kicks it out, finds the open man. Kalathis for three. Just can't get it to knock down, and Kalathis has got to be shaking his head after that one.
Yeah, Kalathis is really struggling from outside. You know, he had a hot hand to start with, but he's now 3 from 8 from the perimeter.
Oh, nice pick and roll. Verjao goes behind the back, tries to show it off a little bit, gets the mismatch, up and in, turnaround, fadeaway, no good. And a little bit too open for his own good that time.
Too much of a fadeaway. You want to make it as little as you possibly can, and he extended way too far. That made it such a difficult shot.
Bruno Caboclo, I have been blown away by his second effort in this game right now, especially in this fourth quarter.
He's starting to enjoy himself. This is, you know, this is what we were talking about before we had the Barbosa, you know, Brazilian blur transition. From day one, we were like, oh, he doesn't look happy. He looks a bit tense in that first training session. And I watched him last night in their training session. There was a smile on his face. He was relaxed. He seemed to be enjoying himself with his teammates. And it's amazing how much difference that can make, particularly when you're young.
And there's one other factor we haven't brought up, but I'm sure anyone who knows basketball knows this. As we get back to the action real quick, here's Printesses. Tries the floater, knocks it down, and of course, that's your man, Mark.
Yeah, no, he keeps doing the do for Greece, and he's up to 17 points now, and a little tap from Antetokounmpo to give him some respect for what he's doing for his country.
Yorgos Printesses. Great job there as Verjao up at the top. Here's Garcia. Garcia can imagine now that he's got Antetokounmpo on him. Nope, he wants it inside off the mismatch. Verjao, oh my goodness, Anderson Verjao. My goodness, when they needed him.
Absolutely unbelievable. You know, but he's that kind of player. In a game that doesn't really matter, he might not turn up. In a game like this, where there's, you know, a name to be made for yourself, he's absolutely all over it.
Giannis kicks it out. Kalathis, runner, floater, big shot for him. And going to have a Brazil timeout as Coach Petrovic has seen enough in this 5-point game, wants to talk it over with his team.
Tiempo para descansar, para fazer buen descanso. Otra cosa, hey, agora, no quiero penetraciones, algún chute, no mete ninguna. Hay que fechar, no penetraciones. Estamos fechando bem. Saída de fundo, bola! Eles vão dobrar! Ei! Eles vão dobrar! Temos falta embaixo, hein? Perdeu o rebote, faz a falta embaixo. Entre vosotros tres, Leandro, Rafa, se mete bola aqui, ok? Rafa, Alex y Bruno está por el medio, ¿eh? Y después, siempre, bloqueo directo.
Yeah, and Anderson Varejão has been so critical to everything that Brazil have done. He's got himself his double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 36 years old. It's not showing on the floor today, that's for sure.
Not at all, not at all. As you know, just every matchup he's had, he's done an amazing job exploiting it. You see it right here, just right away. No hesitation, nothing fancy. Just let's get it to the basket. And the number one thing that I've been impressed so far about Varejão is that every time he's made a mistake, he's made an immediate adjustment. So the previous possession before we saw that highlight was an unnecessary fadeaway. Right after that, no, I'm not wasting any time this time, going right in and finishing.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the key. It's learning from your mistakes in real time.
And that's why he had such a long NBA career, why he's still enjoying it. Here's Varejão. Here's Leandrino. Pilates gets away with a little push there. Oh, crossover there, finds inside Varejão. They're not going to call it this time, though, and it's going to be grease ball as Antetokounmpo able to just kind of wrap the ball on Varejão as he was walking out.
Hey, that's a real smart play, to have the kind of mind in place to understand when the ball's going out, what you need to do. That's great. That's really smart.
Oh,
look at that. Tapping it onto
goodness.
his back. And how important will that play be? 2 minutes to go, 5-point ball game.
Pilates up and in. And one, Nick Pilates. Much to the delight of the Greek media standing next to us. They're excited.
And maybe it's time for Pilates to start warming up a little bit. He's up to 15 points. It's been a quiet second half for him, but it's 15 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. He is that kind of guy that will turn up in the clutch moments.
Nick Pilates, as you said, 15.7 rebounds, 4 assists. For a man his size, I mean, in 27 minutes, that is very impressive. Make it 16 now, 73-71, 150 to go here in the fourth. We are in for one heck of a finish. All of you at home tuning in. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Leandrino Barbosa up, in, winning time, baby.
And you can't give him the lane. As soon as he's cutting straight down the paint, it's over. That's too late. You've got to deny him that space.
Pilates up, and just rims out. And who comes down with it? Caboclo fighting away.
And then Antetokounmpo couldn't reach in. He's on 4 fouls, so he's standing there going, I want to try and steal the ball, but he has to keep himself back.
Barbosa turning back the clock himself, up and in, almost gets the finish there, and the bench looked like they were about to go nuts.
And this is Barbosa. Drop. This is what he does. Like you say, they've been able to rest him during the game, and now he's ready to take the reins of this Brazilian offense and really put the pedal down on it. The issue you've got is Nick Pilates is being hung out. There's no rim protector stepping in behind him, so he's playing straight up defense against a guy who has quicker foot speed than him. That's always going to be difficult.
It's not very often you would hear a 36-year-old being described as the man with the quicker foot speed, but tape don't lie.
It's phenomenal how you can see how he trains, how he works out. He's the first guy on the warm-up court. He's the first guy coming to shoot around before the game. 90 minutes before the game, he's here shooting around. That's why he's performing at this level at this age.
Barbosa missing the first free throw. 1:15 remaining in this one. 2-possession lead for Brazil, trying to close it out and claim top spot in Group F. good on the second. So I think based off of the sounds I'm hearing right now in the timeouts, we've got in front of us a pro-Brazilian crowd and behind us a pro-Greece crowd, it seems.
I think we've got a crowd that keeps changing their mind on who they want to win. I think the great thing is I think they're just enjoying how good the basketball is that's on show.
Okay, if we can make the pass inside the Ganis, okay.
And one of the main men for Greece has been Sloukas. He's now himself up to double digits in assists. He only had 2 assists in game day 1, so he's really come to the party in this second game day. But a man from Fenerbahce is certainly trying his hardest to get his teammates into the game and get Greece back into this one. Down by 5 with just over a minute to play. This is World Cup basketball at its best, right?
7 points, 10 assists, as you see on your screen there. Kostas Sloukas. They're going to rely on him heavy in the final moments here, see if he can get his teammates continue to be involved. Nick Kalathis waking up a little bit as well here in this fourth quarter. It's going to come down to who wants it more. Just in time.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Printessis for 3.
Kalathis tries to get inside. Bad decision there, however, as Luce comes up with it behind the back. Tries to get the defender, gets there to Verejao. Verejao gets it back out and just tips it away in time.
Remember, Antetokounmpo's on his 4th foul. If Luce can draw the 5th off him, it's a big change for the last few seconds.
There's Luce. Oh, almost a tip away, and he gets it. What a play by the MVP that was.
Absolutely huge. Absolute. To have the bravery to put your hand in like that when you know if you get it wrong, you're out of the game for the last 48 seconds.
It does help that you have about a 9-foot wingspan.
Yeah, it does. It does help that you could touch one side of the arena and the other at the same time. That is helpful, but yeah, a great, quick-handed play.
Yep. I mean, there's plenty. There have been plenty of men. Oh, we've got a referee review.
Yeah, I think they're looking at the unsportsmanlike angle on this foul from Luz.
Okay. Give me
That one. Give me this one.
Okay, it's foul here. What we have this one. Okay. So he's just pushing. Yeah, he's just pushing. So it's C3. Okay. The beginning. It's a possession. He has control of the ball. So he's going. So there is not a time to play ball. Okay. So go ahead with the upgrade.
And that's a huge call from the officials, but it's the right call. There wasn't a play at the ball, but the issue you've got is he's stumbling. It wasn't almost an intentional unsportsmanlike foul, but it's still an unsportsmanlike foul. He's not put his arms out to grab the ball, and they need to be careful because there's technical fouls potentially coming the other way. And
I'm sorry, I don't know how he's supposed to stop in time for that.
Any which way, there's no attempt to play at the ball and he's clattered into someone, so it's going to get called an unsportsmanlike foul. It's, you know, it's the right call from the officials, as tough as it is. But what it does is it gives Greece a real opportunity to get back into this one. Papanikolaou will go to the line for 2 shots, and they'll get the ball back.
And it knocks Luz out of the game.
Yeah, and maybe even bigger, yeah.
And that's, to be honest, you know, to go out that way, especially when you clearly saw him go for the ball at one point, and then he's already stumbling at the impact. So it is what it is.
But the pressure on Papanikolaou now on his shoulders, and you can feel it in the arena as well. It's wonderful.
My goodness, what a finish we're in store for here. Nothing but net. Ice in his veins, Mark.
Yeah, you're carrying some serious pressure on your shoulders when you step to the line at World Cup Finals game. You're down by 5 with 48.4 to play.
Kostas Papanikolaou, the hopes of a country on his back right now.
And it's beyond hopes when it comes to Greek basketball. It's expectation. It's not just a wish and a hope. It's, no, we're going to make it. We should be winning everything here. And that's the Greek philosophy.
It's the right kind of philosophy, if you ask me. Here we are. Slukas works off a screen. He's got the blur all on him. Finally loses him. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Shot goes up. Knocks it down! Number 15, Yorgos Printessis, does it again for the Greeks.
Are you kidding me? Is there anything this man can't do? Printessis just takes the weight of the world on his shoulders and drains a three. My goodness, I love that. In the arena.
Had the MVP, the NBA's MVP, wide open. No, it's okay, Giannis, I got this.
Unbelievable play. And what pressure just to step up and keep your form, and absolutely phenomenal. Looks like we're going to ref review, though not too sure what for. We'll have to have a look and see.
Okay, we have to correct. 35.5.
Just correcting the time on the clock, adding another 1.3 seconds to it, but what a play.
What a finish we got, Mark, here in Nanjing, China. Group F. And we're gonna have a timeout for Brazil. Let's hear what Coach Petrovic is gonna drop on this one.
24 segundos, jogamos un ataque cuando podemos atacar, pero después no estamos sin bola.
Pode elegir se saímos na defesa ou no ataque.
No, defensa. Hey, we are going from down to spend more, más segundos. Hey, por favor, entra Marcelinho. A últimos 10 segundos, a mano de Leandro. Él va a llegar, camisa, todo abierto. Hey. Podemos fazer.
And here's a replay of that huge three from Printessis. What a wonderful shot. Such ice cold water running through his veins. Unbelievable. And you see the crowd's reaction when he drains it, and the bench in the background. It means so much to the Greek players. The one thing I have in mind now, if I'm the Brazilian coach, do I push for a 2-for-1? 35.5 to go. Do I run early and try and get a score in? And then I know I'm going to get the ball back at least. Big decision to be made. Big times now.
We've got Giannis on Varejao. We've got Papanikolaou on Barbosa. And Marcelinho in the game with Slukas on him. They have time for a shot and a stop. Barbosa looking for it. Does he have one more magic moment in him? Leandrino Barbosa kicks it over. Varejao, the runner. Nothing but net. Anderson Varejao. You better believe he's got game, baby.
The clock's not running for some reason, though. The clock wasn't running. Oh, a timeout had been called by Greece. My goodness me, though.
Who else? Who else would it have been?
Varejao is the man. Absolutely the man here. Fully took the entire responsibility on his shoulders. Huge play, Anderson Varejao.
Even more. It's now, okay? 14.4, okay? We have 14.4. Okay? 14.4. 14.4, okay? Yeah, we have to put 14.4.
This is unbelievable. What a position we're in here. And now, obviously, Greece will have possession, 14.4 seconds to go. And it's so difficult. Who do you go to on the Greek side? I suppose they're going to run a play. They're going to run it till they see who gets open. But you've got the likes of Antetokounmpo. You've got the likes of Printessis, who have got hot hands, maybe. Let's go into the Greek huddle, huh?
All right, listen. They have one foul to give, okay? They have one foul to give. So, if it's possible to put the ball on Giannis, give it to Giannis. Otherwise, here or pretenses, don't make the back pick. Pretenses go out for the ball and play with Lucas' pick and roll action. Kostas go to the corner. That's it. Understand? Or ball to Giannis, or pretense the ball, pick and roll with Lucas, Kostas γωνία, Giannis γωνία, συνήθεια. Okay? All right? Και δίποτε είμαστε okay. Και δίποτε.
Now the question is, do you go to the win after that Varejao 2 in the lane? What a big floater. And the pass from Barbosa, and that's the key. Everyone was expecting Barbosa to be the one to take the layup. Varejao on the trail, wonderful handoff to him.
From one legend to another, putting on for their country.
3 for the win, 2 for the overtime.
Here we are. Now, does Greece have one more magic moment in them? They got time, plenty of time, 14 seconds. That's an eternity in basketball.
It feels like the storybook says they have.
Outside. Slukas off the screen. Trying to find it open, 7 seconds. A foul.
They got one to give. They got one to give. That's a smart play. They've burnt over half their clock. That's a really smart foul for Marquinhos. Down to 6.8 now for Greek to work a play. That's not very much time.
Both coaches on pins and needles right now. Kalathis inside to Giannis, can't finish, and a foul.
Oh, Barbosa's making the most of that. He's looking to try and get an unsportsmanlike foul. It'll obviously go to review because they all have. But that's Antetokounmpo out of the game. That's one thing for sure.
We've just had a moment there, Barbosa literally just staring, Giannis and Barbosa just staring at each other.
Yeah, it was nice at the end though. It was a nice little trade at the end, kind of saying, you're all right, you're all right. Yeah, we're good to go. But that's a big play by Barbosa.
We want to see it to upgrade or downgrade in a foul.
Just from one legend of international basketball.
And this. Okay, back. Now stay down. Stay back, stop. So he tried to reach the ball. We go opposite angle. From here. It's just this contact, okay, the one we call. So this is normal foul, he tried to reach the ball. He stay with the decision, conclusive, good. It's normal foul, he tried to reach the ball, okay?
So the officials have concluded that's just a regular foul, but Barbosa's still heading his way to the line. If he hits both, surely that's too much. That would extend out to a 4-point lead and only 4.2 to play.
Bruno Caboclo lost in the madness. Bruno Caboclo with the defensive play of the game, rejecting. And there is only one man on this floor. Let's make one thing clear. Only one man on this floor could have reached up there and matched Giannis's length, and that was Bruno Caboclo.
Yeah, no, it was a good play, that's for sure. And Barbosa had the awareness to scoop up the loose ball and not do something crazy with it. You know, some players would try and get a pass or try and break away, and he knew just to stay.
I'm saying it all time, is it winning time for the Brazilian Blur? He still has one more. My goodness.
But that gives Greece their in. That gives Greece their in. They're still in this game. They've got 4.2 to go.
If you're Brazil, do you want to miss this on purpose? 4 seconds?
I don't think so. If they launch a 3 and hit it, then you've done. You're out of the game. You want to hit this, at least get the 3. You know you're pretty much guaranteed to go to overtime at least.
Leandrino Barbosa of Brazil. Probably one of his biggest international free throws in his very long career. Makes good on the second. Does Greece have the magic?
They've got to go quick. Oh, and it's on the
foul!
shot. He's going to shoot for 3. My goodness, what's Luzada done?
What a big play by Slukas, though. What an intelligent heads-up play by Slukas. And Luzada has potentially given Greece the in to go to overtime.
What did I just watch?
Unbelievable. What Luzada was doing was the right thing. He was trying to foul early, so he only got 2 free throws. But what he's done is, Slukas knew it was coming, so he's fouled him, and Slukas is like, I'm getting a shot away then. Heads-up play by Slukas. Really smart play, and Luzada shows his young years. Timeout called by Brazil.
Hey, a un lado es Felicio, otro lado Anderson y Caboclo, ¿ok? Y tenemos a Alex y Leandro, ¿ok? Para proteger rebote, ¿ok? En caso que erra primero o segundo, hay que fechar rebote, ¿ok? ¿Ok? No va a meter todos los 3. Anderson e Caboclo, Felício, ok? Ei. Vamos, caralho! Se mete na pressa quando é aqui, tem que pegar na quadra, com 2 segundos. Se não é tempo, não é mais tempo morto.
So here we are. Let's take another look at this. This was the foul that knocked out Giannis Antetokounmpo, going for the ball.
Barbosa only able to get 1, but look how frustrated Antetokounmpo is with the situation. Wise for one of the team helpers to get out of the way. You don't want to be in the way of a frustrated Antetokounmpo.
And that was the previous play, but I mean,
what happened right in front of us, just here in front of our commentary position? That's the young years of Luzada really coming to the fore, and that will haunt his nightmares for a long time. Slukas now on the line.
These were my young years. I didn't even know what to say. I was speechless. Slukas knocks down the first.
That's 2 from 2 for the night for Slukas.
Got our Greek friends here on the tables. They can't watch. They got their eyes closed. Makes good on the second.
Hey, remember though, there's still 2.1 seconds in the game.
Yeah.
Still 2.1 to play, so anything could happen. They could miss and get their own rebound and score. Miss, Brazil get the rebound, score down the other end. Huge moment in the World Cup.
Kostas Slukas. Oh, puts it away! Felicio! The final minutes, and Brazil have won! Brazil have won!
What a play by Caboclo. That young man has just earned his team a massive World Cup victory. A heads-up play, because it's not a rule he'll be used to. Got up on the ring and swatted it away. And that's the win for Brazil.
What a final. Brazil 79, Greece 78.
And we're back here after that, and rightfully so. Coach Petrovic, Luzada was walking off on his own, dejected because of the mistake he'd made, and he's being brought back into the huddle now, which is wonderful, and the fans in the stands are loving it as much as the players are.
Unbelievable, Mark. What a finish. I mean, just so many things happening in just a short amount of time.
What a beautiful moment mid-court. Caboclo, the hero of the moment, just hugging up Luzada, getting him in his arms and just saying, it's okay, we're in this together. This isn't an individual sport, this is a team sport, we're a country, and we are at one.
And of course, Barbosa, the Brazilian Blur himself, the legend, somebody I can imagine Luzada has grown up watching constantly, is the one with the arm over the shoulder, and you knew he wasn't going to push him away.
Oh, no chance, absolutely no chance. And as the stats roll out on the graphic in front of you, we sit here, this is when stats in basketball mean nothing.
No.
At this moment of the game, stats are completely irrelevant as you see the huddle in mid-court. The jubilation that those players must be feeling right now after that game, it's off the charts.
Take a look at the top scorers. Varejao, I mean, what a day. 22 points, a lot of rebounds, 10, 11, whatever it was. 9 rebounds for him as the Brazilians celebrate their fans here. Just absolutely joyous, jubilant, as you would say, Mark.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable scenes here in Nanjing, and you have a feeling they're going to have to temper the celebrations. They've obviously got a rest day tomorrow, but it's back to business for Brazil. They have qualified now, but for Greece, that makes it scary. Their chances of making it through to the next round now lie in their final game against New Zealand. Win that and they're through, lose it and it's a lottery.
And I mean, New Zealand, if anybody would have a puncher's chance in this group against the mighty Greeks, it would be, in fact, the Tall Blacks. But getting back to this game, let's look at some of these highlights, Mark. I mean, what else can we say?
And it's difficult, and this is what we've seen through the whole game, and this is why we love this game so much. You've seen passion from both teams. Every time there's been a big play, they've been so hyped by the play. And that man,
that was a huge basket.
He's just the epitome of what international basketball is. Anderson Varejao, he's represented his country for so many years. He's been around the game at the highest level for so many years. And I hate to think how many people might have written him off slightly going into this World Cup and it being a bit of a farewell song for him.
At the beginning, I was, but man, am I wrong?
But this isn't the case. He's come in and he's now leading his team again, as he has for tournament after tournament. It's wonderful to see this.
Speaking of leadership, Leandro Barbosa, Landrino Barbosa, that is. We got to put some respect on his name right now. You know, did it against New Zealand in that fourth quarter. Really put it out of reach for them to finish that. And in this game, as I said before, he is the Brazilian Reggie Miller. He's the Brazilian Blur. No, he is Leandrino Barbosa, and it, in fact, was winning time. He got game, whichever way you want to put it. Just an incredible performance by him.
Oh, absolutely unbelievable. 13 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. He didn't play a huge amount of minutes, just 20 minutes, but that's, I think, Barbosa's key. I think it really is. He's that kind of super sub. You bring him on, he injects some pace for 5-10 minutes, and then he's out. But here are the celebrations. They're going to go long on until the night for the Brazilian fans in Nanjing, and rightfully so. Their team have done an amazing job here today.
Incredible finish, incredible game. We knew it was going to be an entertaining one. We knew it was going to be close. We knew it was going to be powerful. Anderson Varejao right now walking right by us, getting a standing ovation from the China faithful. As we take a look at the table now, Brazil, 4 points. They take first place. Greece in second. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next time.